this isn't your favorite crypto. This is the US dollar. And you can see this for yourself. The DXY has been on a sharp decline, which of course, explains why you're looking at the likes of BTC, rising, and why Bitcoin is seen as an asset class, and of course, digital currencies, because of course, remember, hedge against inflation, and that is, the whole point. And you are seeing now institutional demand really coming in, but the DXY has been going down quite sharply over the last 8 to 9 months. Do let me know in the comments what you guys think about this. But yeah, this is not a meme coin here. This is none other than the DXY. But welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel, to the XRP holders. Appreciate all the love that you guys show on the daily basis. Looking across the market, as we can see across the board, Monday was quite a bearish day once again for the crypto markets. And again, if you're looking at the time frames, if you've been keeping up with the daily updates on XRP, I talk about Bitcoin and some of the certain levels we need to be watching out for. So nothing really comes as a surprise to us here, because Bitcoin did drop below that key level that we've been discussing. But as far as XRP's price is concerned right now, looking at the price, $2.92, down about 1% in USD. But we're up about 0.1% in Bitcoin compared to valuation, 173.5 billion, and the 24-hour trading volume is sitting at a staggering 6.4 billion. But as always, just a quick disclaimer, anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So 205,138 traders were liquidated in the past 24 hours, with about almost $1 billion that was wiped out. Let that sink in. And this is once again a continuous reminder to everyone to stay away from leverage trading platforms, because believe it or not, I still think, in a month's time, we're going to be looking back at these numbers, and, people that were impacted in a negative way and had their, positions liquidated are going to be, wishing they did not, leverage trade. And, we can see a bunch of these types of examples in the past as well, where we have seen major liquidation, then, the market just pretty much bounces back up. So again, something I want you guys to keep in mind. But take a look at this, billionaire Tim Draper says there are other currencies that will come up as flashes in the pan. But I think overall, we're in a major trend towards Bitcoin, meaning, you're going to see more and more dominance for Bitcoin rather than alts. And I kind of agree with that. Even though we're seeing the dominance falling down right now, I think, we're seeing a shift into alts, because, Bitcoin has been outpacing alts, by a massive margin over the course of the last, 2 years, I would say. Of course, not every single altcoin, but majority, yes. And, you're seeing that capital flowing into ETH and obviously into other altcoins. But that capital is not just going to stick there. You're going to see that flow back into BTC. So that's something I want you guys to keep in mind. And a few coins, that have that, institutional demand, have that major use case. Maybe some incentives that are going to be introduced might be the ones that are, going up with the pace of Bitcoin. But, this is quite something important we need to kind of keep in mind. But Morgan Stanley has revised its outlook, predicting 25 BPS Fed rate cut in both September and December. So meaning 0.5 BPS in total, which is equivalent to about 0.5%, and that would be quite something. And I think that would make Q4 just a very bullish quarter for the crypto space, which we've been projecting. It's not that we are not projecting that, but again, let me know what your thoughts are. But remember, SBI Japan announces RLUSD distribution will officially begin March 31st, 2026, which is Q1 of 2026. The commitment to regulatory clarity sets RLUSD apart from other stablecoins and provides the security that institutional partners demand. We are confident that this partnership will not only drive stablecoin adoption utility in Japan, but also set a new benchmark for the entire market. SBI is not playing around. They're making some major shifts. And speaking about major shift, you can see this for yourself. Gemini, that credit card they had obviously hinted not too long ago, has now officially been released. So you can see, meet the Gemini credit card XRP edition. And we're going to kind of go over what this really means. But if you are in the US and you want this, you do have to, of course, apply for this credit card. Make sure you go on Gemini's official X account to really, look into which link you can apply on. But remember, there's a lot of imposter accounts. So this is the official Gemini, and it's at Gemini. So double, triple check before clicking any links. But take a look at this. Meet the Gemini credit card XRP edition. Pay with dollars, earn, extra reward back on your purchases. And I know there's a lot of people that are going to be like, okay, that's great. Nothing crazy happening here. But what the amazing part is, if you're an XRP long-term believer, obviously if you're in it for the long, short term, then it doesn't really matter. It won't really affect you. But if you're in for the long haul and you do use your credit card quite a bit, guess what? This credit card allows you to earn points in XRP itself. Yes, this is not anything we're making up. This is a reality. You can actually earn XRP on the purchases that you make. So here's the breakdown: 4% XRP on gas, charging and rideshare, 3% XRP on dining, 2% XRP on groceries, 1% on XRP on everything else, like maybe haircut or online purchases, and so on and so forth. Guess what? If you use your credit card quite a bit, and obviously at the end of the day, some people, I would never recommend you using your credit card and maxing your credit cards out and not paying it. That's the complete opposite what you need to be doing. But there are people that, earn a good living and, just use their credit card to just earn points because they want to, obviously take advantage of the points and then pay off the credit card at the end of the month. That's how you want to be doing this. If you do that, this would be a big game changer. And I'm sure people in the US that like XRP and are in for the next 5-10 years, that is going to accumulate. And guess what? These points are not just gonna, usually you get paid in dollars, like fiat. And we gave you guys an example of how literally the DXY is just plummeting like crazy. But the beauty of XRP is, I'm not saying XRP is going to stay stable. Maybe in a bear market it's going to go lower, but your points over time, if XRP does go to the projections people are waiting for, these points that you are earning here can really add up in the future. So a big, big, big deal here for the XRP family in the US. And I know a lot of people on my channel that are from the United States. Shout out to you guys, of course. This is huge for us. But let's continue to take a look at what's happening. So XRP holders, have you seen this? XRP Ledger is now powering China's leading supply chain fintech. Billions in trade finance flowing through XRPL, tokenized invoices, instant settlements, real-world adoption. XRP is stepping into the final form of global financial infrastructure. And on top of that, the CME crypto futures passes $30 billion in total open interest of XRP, the fastest in growth, outpacing ETH and SOL. Huge stuff here. But let's take a look at what we're looking at as far as the price is concerned. So if you're looking at the dominance here, of course, we have seen an uptick. Shouldn't really be a surprise, but we did come up to the 58.8%, has been pulling down since then. But again, in a grand scheme of things, dominance has plummeted quite a bit. If you're looking at Bitcoin, let's give it a refresh live. Bitcoin is currently sitting at $110,185, but look at how perfectly we call this. Remember, I said if you drop below 112, the door is pretty much open, and pretty much the door is open for us to retest the lower levels as long as we're below 150, and it has showed that to us time in, time out. And this time around, we went down to 108,000. Even though we're seeing a little bit of an uptick, let's not get overly excited because I still do believe we could retest the neckline or potentially making our way down to 105,000 before really heading up towards the upset. So that's something I want you guys to keep in mind. But let's take a look at XRP's chart and really understand what's happening with XRP. So XRP is at $2.90 right now. Yes, it's not at the $3 key range, but still, accumulating within the 23.6 Fibonacci retracement level in correlation with BTC along with the dominance. Obviously, I would love to see the price going back above $3. Again, if you want to put that into perspective, only a move of about 3%. Maybe we get above that in the next few hours to come. But so far, so good. Based off of what we're looking at, we still have not seen the price of XRP retest $2.72, which was our August low, and that would create a double bottom. Still think that is, on the table, but the dominance is really helping us out here. And that's something I don't want you guys to, forget. But so far, so good. Do let me know in the comments what you guys think. Love you all. See you later in Crypto ZX, and peace out.